Wake up and let's go to the Mindless Morning Show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mindless Morning Show. I'm here with Dakota, as always, and our very special guest. Welcome to the show, singer, songwriter, poet, and a coach. That's crazy. And an all-around entertainer, Rose Gabrielli. How are you doing today?
Hello, I am lovely. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Just another day in paradise.
Can't complain.
Yeah, living the dream.
we're definitely not in as cool themed of a room as you are right now. I mean, you got, what is going on in the background with that painting, though? I have to know.
This one right here?
Yeah. Yep.
I painted that. Me and my partner were stuck in a Ramada hotel for 10 days in the middle of the pandemic. And we brought canvases and stuff and we were just painting, and I don't know, we were meditating a lot at the time, like we still do. And this sort of just, I don't know, I painted it. This one, I don't know if you can see it as well, but I bought from a street vendor in New York City. Something about it, I just loved it. It was just a
really
person
cool.
playing the piano. It was like a really dark place. I played keys. I was like, this is beautiful. So yeah, a lot of this stuff, either myself or my partner made, or we just need around to kind of inspire us. Like, this is a creative routines poster of some of the greats. Like, who's up there? Like Mozart's daily routine.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's kind of like it's kind of like the freelancer grind. Like, we kind of like, what are we doing? How do we do this? So it's kind of a nice little reminder. But yeah, that's like the gist of. That's a clock, which I don't really read, but it looks nice.
So what is your daily routine being a top aspiring musician?
Yeah, walk us through.
My daily routine, I am trying to always make sure it's balanced. So the perfect day for me would be waking up. I love waking up early. If I can wake up at 7:30, feel really rested. I love that. The sun is ideally shining. I can either get out and go for a run or maybe stretch in the morning. And then I like to eat something, shower, get situated. And then depending on the day, if I have the day off, which is most days, I start working. So if it's, if I have a song that's due, I get right up in the studio. 10 to 1 is a good time block. Eat. My Alexa alarm goes off to remind me to eat, because I won't. I don't have somebody being like, eat. And then work for a couple more hours, maybe on emails or catch up. Have dinner. Sometimes catch up on more things. If I have a song idea, usually we'll try to work something out at nighttime. I'm like a night owl in that way, and night owl before 8 o'clock. And then grandma likes to wind down with some TV or a book right before bed at around like 9 o'clock. But sometimes I teach vocal students in the middle of the day too. So it's like for 45 minutes to an hour and a half time, usually is the longest. But so I'll do some Zoom meetings and then take calls, and that's it. And
that's crazy.
Walk my dog. Yeah, I have I'm so lucky. I used to be such I used to have to really work a lot when I was a lot younger, just work and squeeze my music in. And now it's crazy because I have to find almost like new hobbies, because I now have a life that's centered around the thing that I've always wanted to have it centered around. So it's kind of weird. It's hard to keep balance and keep healthy in the process, but I'm doing my best.
It's definitely a nice problem to have, is having what you wanted to be.
What a complaint.
It sounds like you got a pretty good take on it for sure, though,
Yeah, it took a lot of time, and I've had a lot of support from my partner. Luckily, is also a musician and went through this process. So I had a lot of support from him and a lot of other people, like my manager and people who've kind of gone through it before and are kind of always reassuring me, like, yeah, this is normal. Like, you're going to be okay. Like, you're not going to explode. And
well, I mean, so how long have you been working on being a musician?
So I've been singing on a stage since I was about 9 years old.
Wow.
And then I believe that I started pursuing it for real, I'd say maybe right after high school or college, or not college, sorry, between high school and then the start of college, where I started joining bands and started to understand the band world, because I kind of started there. And then by about 2017 or 2018, I was able to make it a full-time thing, where I was playing for other bands and touring with other people and writing. I got really lucky. So
Nice.
I got lucky with a couple of projects that were able to, kind of push me over the edge. There's little things in between, like teaching has been a great resource for me. I love teaching. It's something I just do now because I love it. And it is a great little source of income as well. But I've always had my little side things, sell paintings, whatever. But as far as really having to show up for a job that someone else is the boss, I haven't had to do that since about. Sorry, my dog's getting a drink. I don't know if you can hear her.
Oh, okay.
That's who that is. But yeah, so I guess, does that answer your question? Probably. So 2018, I've been committed to this fully and working on it full time.
That's insane.
Yeah. So are you moving away from the whole band thing and just kind of going more solo for yourself now, or?
Yeah. So the focus of my music for the last about 2 years now has been developing myself as a soloist. Because I'd been in bands with people and friends and family even, and I loved it. But I think I'm a little bit too much of a control freak. I just wanted to see what would happen if I could just do it all myself, or kind of get my hands on it fully. And, it's always been a dream of mine to be the lead of something, or to be, it be my vision. And that, honestly, no matter what, if you have 5 people involved, it's hard to do that. Mm-hmm. So, and to serve everyone. And I finally accepted that. I was like, you know what? I can do this. I could be in different bands and whatever, but I'm going to just take a shot at trying to convince somebody that I can be a soloist, including myself. So I just started playing by myself on the keys and singing. And a couple months after I made that decision, I met my manager. And then a couple months later, I got a publishing deal with BMG. And then a couple months after that, I got a record deal. And now my single's coming out this month. So it went really quickly.
Yeah, it sounds like you made the right decision.
Yeah.
It's weird because it feels like forever that I've been waiting to have this kind of momentum, but I had to just make one little decision, and it kind of helped, push the whole thing along. But
well, that's awesome. Congrats. It's exciting.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been really fun. But it's I feel like there's this. I worked for somebody once, and they said, it's an overnight success that was 10 years in the making. So a lot of these stories that everybody always thinks they just did it. Finally it happened for them. But it's this took so long. And this is now just, even once now this first song comes out, it's day one, even though it's been 10 years. So, but I'm looking forward to that. It's, you only get to start a career or a project once, and this is that time. So
that's well put. I haven't heard it put in that manner necessarily with a boost overnight and lifetime of work, but for as long as you've been into it, and I mean, both of us have listened to your covers. I mean, the one you did was it Mr. Brightside by the Killers? That one was phenomenal. Pretty much everything that I could possibly find on YouTube. Yeah. And within Instagram, I listen to it. I mean, just goosebumps every time.
thank you so much.
Definitely have a fantastic vocal range. And I noticed you've often said you've gotten lucky. How would you explain that luck? Because from what I see, it's more so you definitely earned it. You have the
talent, skill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, this is the thing, I know so many talented people all around me, and I think it's all got to be the perfect balance. I think success is the perfect balance of luck, success, and then you have to show up and actually have it. You have to have it. And then you also have to continue working for it, not just let it, oh yeah, here I've arrived. It's like once you've arrived, now the real work starts, like I had said. But as far as the luck goes, when I kind of say that, I took a lot of risks in just always showing up for gigs, whether there was 0 people there or a bazillion people there. You know, you kind of always have to, you can't ever think you're too good to show up or too good for something. You know, obviously there's, you know, it needs to be safe. You need to feel safe wherever you're going. That's important.
Right.
But generally speaking, if I've ever been offered a show, especially as a solo artist, to open or to tour, whatever, I always say yes. Because the more opportunities you have to be in front of somebody, I mean, one thing leads to another. So many of my first opportunity that allowed me to go into music full time, I got the gig from through hearsay. Like somebody who was looking for someone told someone else about me. Like it was through 4 or 5 different people from just one gig that I played 3 songs at. You know, so it's like there's these really small moments in life that are important. Like you have
that's not luck. That's not luck. That was your incredible talent shining so much that it resonated from person to person to person.
Well, not to mention hard work and determination too. Like you were determined to be there, you know.
Right,
so you kind of made your own luck in a sense. If you're gonna go with luck, you still made that luck happen.
Sure. Yeah. Like I guess you have to make you have to show up for opportunities. You know, it's not like people are just like, there's never been a situation where someone's like, hey, you want to be famous? Like,
knock on your door.
Some people, I mean, now that's lucky, but that doesn't happen. But yeah, you definitely, like I said, it's got to be like an intersection of things. But I feel lucky that I've also just met really nice people in the process too. Even if projects didn't work out or relationships didn't work out professionally, I still have a cool community around me that I feel good about.
Well, I know one of the people you're working with is one of the nicest people I've met, Soho Johnny.
Oh yeah. He's incredible.
He's super nice. How is it working for them?
So I just started working with Soho, but he's super supportive. Like I even just got like an email chain, whatever, and he responded to, and he's like, "Go April." Just he's very encouraging. And oftentimes on the business side of things, you learn very quickly, even not in music, when I've worked in other industries, it's cold. It's cold. People aren't super nice. People don't even really bother using punctuation or correct spelling. Sometimes you have to decode it, you know, and it's like, you know, you work at me. You know, I joke with a bunch of my friends that we write with. It's like you work hours and months and days on whatever, on a single or a song, and you finally send it to your team or whoever. And it's just like, they send back 2 words like, good job. It's like, so it's cool to like when you're surrounded by people that genuinely, it feels like they're really cheering you on. And so I really like the positivity and the encouragement that I've been constantly receiving from that side. And that's been the best because, again, it's not necessary to make a career work, but it really helps. And I think it keeps everybody on a really good light page together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hope your managers and those who are only giving you those 2-word responses are listening.
No, not me. No, nobody I'm working with now is doing that to me. But, you know, in the past, like when you're first starting out, you don't get it. You know, people are really busy higher up in that world. Like they don't have time. They don't have the time. They're doing 40 other things. So the fact that you get a response is the cool part.
That's true. Yeah, I've gotten a few short responses or even weird responses that I'm like, did I say something wrong? Or
we read it over a bunch of times, like, what happened here?
And I'm super long-winded. I don't know if you noticed. I'm very long-winded, so I'll also often send these monologues to people.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like reading top and bottom, like, or maybe a word in the center, you know, but it's taught me also how to be more prompt and more succinct in my communications. And it's helped me be more efficient as a businesswoman too. So that's also the positive side of it, which is good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Who have been your biggest inspirations getting into the music world?
I have tons, and I think I answer this question differently every time. So one day someone's going to have to string together all the different answers I've given. But today my answer is, Regina Spektor. I love Regina Spektor.
I can't say I know who that is.
That's okay. She wrote
terrible.
her most popular song that was actually like on the radio is called Fidelity, and the hook goes, and it breaks my heart. That's the little spot that you might know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like in all the commercials or the ends of things, or like in Juno, I don't know, like in the different, that's just a little hook that is everywhere. It's so hooky what she does.
I'm just gonna question everything so that we get you to sing a bunch of stuff now.
Sure, try. I don't normally do that, but I didn't know how else to. If I spoke it would just be atrocious.
That was great.
But
Yeah, I mean that was
amazing.
Like I got goosebumps, man.
oh my god, no, but she's amazing because she's totally fringe, but made it big. She became a popular artist and started in a really interesting way, and is a classically trained piano player, and her music and lyrics are just like poetry. She's like an experiential kind of artist. So that's why I really like her a lot. And I like the drama in different artists like Led Zeppelin and Queen. I'm trying to think newer people. I love this Irish artist named Orla Gartland. She's really cool. Been really into her lately. And Tom Petty I like a lot.
Okay.
Musically, yeah. So, but I like rock music. I like stuff that you feel. And the lyrics got to be good. Like if there's a good lyric in there, it could be really doing anything in the background. I'll be sold. So
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause you're a poet as well. So
Yeah.
how many poems have you written?
Oh, like I have a book that's the book is done pretty much. I'm just editing it right now with about like 40 poems in it. But those are the selection from I wrote at least 400 poems in 2019 because I did a poem a day.
Oh wow.
Which was really fun. And I honestly, even if you don't write poetry, as a New Year's resolution, I encourage anybody, or just to start on any day, and it could be through a year, if you write one little sentence down of each day or an experience, it's such a cool thing. I did it in all of 2019. It wound up being an amazingly eventful year for me. And it was incredible, but a lot of those poems came from that. But to answer your question, I don't know, like thousands at this point, because I've been writing poetry since I was about 12. But I haven't published any of my poems. I didn't really know that was what I was doing until I started actually getting into, I actually saw live poets. I was a musical guest at a poetry event, and I just lost it. I was like, this is so cool. These slam poets are just performing poets that not only are incredible linguists, like their use of words is incredible, but the way they're performing their poetry is like, I've never seen anything like that before. So that was about in 2018 as well. And I was just like, I think I'm a poet. I can do poetry.
That's awesome.
Like that, so.
So have you ever gone to like one of those cool places, like lights are real low and everyone's snapping their fingers? And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to go to one.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. It's a little intimidating, especially if like.
Is it like how the movies make it?
What was that?
Is it like how the movies make it out to be?
Honestly, it's not far from that. It's even more intimidating because you're
Right.
actually there, and I feel like nobody's safe with those things in the sense of like everybody's extremely intuitive, and I feel everybody's an artist in the room for the most part. So you're among a lot of really interesting people. So for me, it was super intimidating, but I used to play for about, at my friend Sean Randall's show, Symphonics Live, I used to play at Bowery Poetry Club in Lower East Side of New York for, I'm trying to think how many years, since 2016. And then he was even doing them through the pandemic. So since 2016, almost every Sunday of the month, I was playing at Bowery Poetry Club. And they have really great events like that there. But I'd recommend there. New Eureka Poets Cafe in New York as well. Really cool place.
That's pretty dope.
I mean, you're around.
I'm not a poet or anything. I just like to sit around and listen.
Hey, we need people like you. We need an audience. We need audience members. So listeners are great. Yeah.
Well, we're right here. You got a poem for us?
Do I have a poem?
Bust out a poem.
I don't know if I have a poem.
Could you make up a mindless poem on the fly?
Ooh.
On the fly?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Grandma's pink lamp, rainbow pills, cell phone turned down, my knee is bleeding, nobody knows, it's time to go to bed. That's what my poems sound like, if you're curious.
Nice. Anyway.
It depends. I mean, it depends. They're either like really simple like that. Yeah, snap it up.
Yeah.
They're either like really simple and silly like that, or like these epic. I have like these like weird. I have about 4 of them in this book. These like weird, like 3-page long. I'm just like going off about the same thing like over and over and over. Like I wrote this whole kind of like love poem to New York City. And then I kind of wrote the same thing, a similar thing about where I'm living now in a different tone, but they'll go on for pages. I had no idea how long they were until I was like editing them. I was like, God, this is horrible. It's so hard to edit. It's so long for me.
So when do you think you'll get that the book of poems going?
So my plan for it is, are you familiar with Shel Silverstein, who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What?
he's kind of like a poet and like he has nothing to do with this. I wish I'm manifesting that, and maybe he will. But he's one of he was actually Falling Up was the first book I think I ever read, because I was not reading as a young child, and the only thing that really got me into reading was poetry. So this is the first book I ever read. And I loved his poems because they had kind of like crude line drawings in them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the process of finalizing the poems that I have in the book so I can start to illustrate the poems as well.
Nice.
So once that starts to get completed, I'll have a better idea. But my focus right now is like getting my single out, my debut music video out, the EP, an LP. And then kind of like in the process, I have a feeling if there's any sort of lull or there is an opportunity for new content that might be interesting to new fans or whatever, it'll probably come out. So it's sort of just like a side project that I love, but of course I have to make like a big deal out of it because that's just my thing. So I'd love to share it. I'd love to share it. It's going to be very uncomfortable, but in a fun way. It's going to feel like a whole new thing. So I'm just like waiting for that, but yeah.
Josh, you went to public school, right?
Here and there.
Here and there. Okay, that's what you missed.
I say that because I was in and out of public and homeschool. So.
Okay, I was like, is that because you just like ditched her? I was like, how did you go to public school and not hear one poem from that?
The only type of poetry I ever really heard of was actually when I was in school suspension, and what they made us do was basically read Edgar Allan Poe and rewrite it. And I fell in love with Edgar Allan Poe after that. Like I was exposed to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was exposed to him thoroughly through that. Never at one point in the curriculum of teaching or anything, but only through in-school suspension. So I was like, this is really cool. Man. Which thinking back on it now is kind of weird. Like, all right, you give all the dark material to like the bad kids or something. Like, what is that?
Oh well, I got detention one time in middle school out in California, and we had to go and pick gum, like scrape gum off all of the like floors, and because like everything was outside for the hallways, so there was gum everywhere. Yeah, so they gave us those like little chisel things, and you had to like scrape.
That to be you.
Yeah, and you're over here talking about Poe, like writing down Edgar Allan Poe, man.
That's funny. You know, one of my first, I don't know if it was lunch detention or what it was, but I was basically in lunch detention, I think in 6th or 7th grade. And
what did you do to get detention?
I had a mouth, and I like to chew gum.
Okay.
I don't know. I had a mouth on me though, and I went to a private school, and I used to ask a lot of questions. I just was curious, and my family is extremely just like welcoming and open-minded, and so I can ask my mom, my dad, anything. I have a really close relationship with my parents and my brother. So anywhere outside of the house, if I'm like I'm completely without bounds. So I think as a kid, I was just like, well, what if God's not real? Like I'm asking these questions to people and they're like, all right, just shut up, just stop. Think about other stuff. And I'm asking about the reproductive process in 7th grade. I'm like, but something is not like, you're not telling us something here. Like there's whatever. So I think I just had a mouth on me, but
the teacher.
I don't remember that. I was in there all the time though, but that particular time, one of the first times I ever played piano in front of my peers and they thought I was good was in lunch detention because I don't know why, they were keeping us in the chorus room. And I was sitting up there playing the piano. I was like, I could play this. Who can play? Like, you're really good. I'm like, no way. I thought I was just decent, like I had no idea, but it was like the first rush I got from like showing off in front of someone on piano. But it was like kind of like a positive thing, like what you said with the poems.
So anytime you started asking those questions, the teacher would get on the phone, call the principal, be like, "She's asking the questions again."
It would I don't know.
Send her to detention, have her play piano. She'll stop asking.
Yeah, like there was a bunch of other kids, and I don't know. I think there was just some sort of like I was just misunderstood, or maybe I didn't understand that I was being rude. Sometimes I'd have sort of like little interactions with girls there because I started getting bullied after I went to theater camp. But who like doesn't? But like I don't know. Like it was kind of like you start going through your changes at 12 and 13 as a girl. It's like or a boy even. It's not easy for anybody. So it's just like whatever was going on there. I don't know. I don't think I'm done going through my stages yet, although I'm like 28 years old, but whatever, it's fine.
So like I'm kind of backtracking here just a hair. I want to make sure we cover the fact that we have a very important question for you.
Oh God, yes.
Do you?
Thank you for having some creativity song title, because
we had some other ones we were going to throw in.
I'm sure, but there's a question mark at the end of the song title that people optionally omit at their leisure, and I really appreciate it if they did not. Yeah, so the song, so everybody's like, tell us what do you is about. I'm like, it's not about what you think it's about.
I was like, the question mark makes it more like, do you?
Do you? Well, it's got a couple of meanings. I mean, originally it was that's coming out on July 20th, which I'm very excited about. First single coming out with Soho Records. And so I'm really excited about that. It's the first song ever coming out on a label. So that's great. And the song originally started off as a love song because I was like, it's kind of one of those, I was getting kind of into a relationship or into this situation where it was like all eye contact for like a really long time. And I was like, am I making this shit up? Like you're like, it was literally like, do you see mine is the hook of the song. Like, you got to know there's a look in your eye. Do you see mine? Like, that's it. I was just like, all the time, I wasn't sure. But over time, it sort of developed into a bunch of different things that I realized, because while in the chorus it's posing a question, the verses are all talking about, oh, just do you, like, don't worry about me. Like, I'll just be over here. Like, I can suffer if you need me to. Like, I'm fine. Like, a lot of this. And I realized a lot of the way that I show love or affection towards people, whether it be family or in relationships, it's through sacrificing my own comfort because I want everyone else to be happy. And I didn't realize I was doing that for a really long time. So I don't know. That's sort of what the song is about. Sort of like the art of deflection and loving someone, and then also trying to figure out if they actually love you through that and all that weirdness. But the song tells the story best. That's why I write songs and don't speak often, so you have to listen to it. But
feel free to sing the rest of this interview. Like, that's okay. Like, we can turn this into a musical. We'll try and sing with you.
We're not the greatest at singing, but I'm sure you could carry us.
So, I mean, that's some good deep stuff. And so your partner now, how do they feel about this? Or are they slacking?
Oh, not at all.
Oh, okay.
If anything, they're pulling me along, always keeping me on my toes. Best.
Nice.
So this is a past relationship experience or in the song?
No, this is a current. This is the current.
Oh, okay.
Current. Yeah, it was. I believe that we've transformed a lot as people over time, so it feels kind of like a past version. But that's the best thing about the situation I'm in now. There's so much growth. And I'm always being lifted up in such a great way. So, and he may or may not be in the music video.
May or may not. Okay.
May or may not, and may or may not have produced the whole song, but we don't know. I'm not sure.
Nice. There you go.
Together with our dear friend Kevin Eiserman, who I've also been playing music with since I was in my first band. Kevin and I was in my first band with Kevin. So
is this okay? So I seen while looking, I wasn't sure what it was. Kulik? Okay.
Yeah, superstar.
Okay. Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, shit. Like, totally just like.
Yeah, I watched it go out. It went out, out of your head.
It happens.
So exactly how? Oh my goodness!
You are, yeah. You're struggling.
I've gone totally mindless here, folks. That's what happened here. How often did you go on tour with them, or did you just do like certain shows?
So we actually met because I opened for Kulik when they did their first show on Long Island, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
So the local booking agent that was always had my back, John Scanlon, always had my back booking me at Amityville Music Hall. It's like, hey, got a cool band, sign to RCA, coming through, want to open? I'm like, yes. And then so from there we just kind of like we met, we started writing together, and we went on tour together, and like we've just literally been working and have been inseparable ever since. So it's been
nice.
So do you have any funny or crazy stories from a show or being on tour? Anything like that? Oh
God. I mean, let me think of which
take that
one.
as a yes.
Yeah. I mean, when you go on tour, it's expected that you're going to be changed in one way or another in pursuit of this tour on the way and the whole journey. I'm trying to think. Wow, I have a fantastic story that has nothing to do with it. I'm trying to I don't want to put him on blast too, because you spend so much time with so many people that it's like a family situation. So whatever. But here, this is solely about me and my mistakes. So, which we all love. So we're like probably 3/4 of the way through a fantastic tour across the US and Canada with Andy Black, the Fame, and Kulik. I was playing keys, singing, and the music is so fun to play to and dance to. So I'm always like losing my shit on stage like every night, like kind of in a ridiculous way. So, you know, I'm wearing my favorite pants of all time. They look like they're leather pants, but they're not. That's why I like them so much. You look like you're suffering. You look fantastic. You look rocking, but nobody knows you are jamming in style. So like I'm jamming, I mean in comfort rather, style and comfort. So I'm like chilling, whatever. So I'm like having a super great show, fantastic crowd. I think we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I believe. Fantastic. And I go down, so I'm not dancing or anything. None of the crazy stuff. I literally bend down to move my sustain pedal for my keyboard over like a half an inch. Probably not even because I needed to, just to kill time or just as a nervous tick. I don't know what was going on. I bend over and I feel something I've never felt before in my whole life.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I felt a lot of shit. My pants, something happened where I just felt an entire gust of air go all the way up into my pleasant. I was like, what the fuck is this feeling? And honestly, a couple cities before that, I had a fog machine blowing up in the area in a way that I did not find good for me anyway. So I was kind of like, it's not that, you know, it's not just like a wind blow or a fog thing. Sometimes they blow in different ways to get the lights, whatever. So I was like, what is this feeling? And I was luckily wearing a pretty long shirt. I always wear a pretty like long shirt. And I was trying to gesture to the bass player, like, can you see my ass? Like, see anything at all? Is this okay? Because we're now like at a venue too, where like I'm here and there's like people that like their eye line is like, potentially, who knows? I don't know what's going on.
Worst case scenario.
Whatever. Anyway, so my pants ripped up both sides. Like, and I never even ripped my pants not once before, ever.
Oh no.
Ever. And now all of a sudden they're ripped in front of like 800 people. Big time. But nobody saw it. And I don't know. I just got lucky. We're on like the second to last song. And then I kind of just like hobbled off. I was like, and I was talking to the guys. I'm like, and I didn't want it to get picked up in the mic or take away, you know, from the show or anything. But I was, of course, I like afterwards, I was just like posting it on Instagram on the story. I was like, you guys rock so hard, you ripped my pants. Stupid
so
stuff like
I
that.
have a super request now.
Uh-oh.
Could you do a cover of SpongeBob Rip My Pants?
Oh my God.
I was thinking
God, maybe I should, like as like an ode, like right now.
No. Like just over time.
I mean, if you want to do it right now, I'm not
Just to
opposed.
put him down.
Dude,
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. Me and Jake have been rewatching SpongeBob pretty frequently.
Yes.
The first episode, like the first season, is just slaps.
It's
The whole
best.
thing is beautiful. It's
So-
a beautiful piece of culture.
There you go. It has to be done. Like you in a dark room, just like in the painting behind you, with the spotlight on you and the piano singing. I rip my pants doing a cover.
You get like a whole
Super
SpongeBob
serious,
ballad.
too.
There's so
Yeah,
many
no.
songs. Get them all.
No, super serious. I could do a whole SpongeBob series.
Krusty Krab pizza, some bubble bowl.
Please
Good.
be sure to tag us if you do that, so we know for sure that.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have some credit on that. That's ridiculous. I would have just, yeah, this was my idea. And I was obviously,
So if we give the voice of SpongeBob on the show, we can come back to you and like hook that up, and we can get
Yeah.
both of you to do it.
yeah, like keep me in the loop with any connections
Yeah.
that may or may not benefit my SpongeBob concert. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna work on from
Okay, cool.
after
Yeah.
this is over.
We're gonna get into the big old fish bowl, the whatever it was.
We're making this
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Oh,
let me
man. So, if you didn't become a musician, what would you be now?
Oh my God, that's a great question. I wish I had so many lives. I know it's such a silly thing to say, but I would love to have been a hairdresser. I love doing hair and makeup. So like a oh my God, cosmetician. That's not it.
It's gotta be it. Oh, actually, Dakota, you know.
It's a esthetician.
Esthetician. Okay, so it's like cosmetology /
Yeah, esthetician. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. My
All
girlfriend's
right.
sister's going to school for it right now. That's why I know.
That's good that I
I'm actually doing it myself. So.
Hey, you do, baby. That's cool. That's fine. No. So I'd love to have done that. I'd love to have been a tattoo artist because I love to draw.
That could have been fun.
Yeah, it's still not out of the question.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, it's super cheap to get into it and get all the equipment, more so than getting a tattoo.
right.
I should know. I've
Yeah.
done horrible ones on my arm.
You did those to yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
Ouch.
No, it's actually so much.
It's
I don't know,
easier
for me,
to do.
Yeah, it's so much easier to do it myself. At least accepting the pain wise,
Right.
not artistically. But yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
I don't feel much of anything here. I will say the worst place has been my belly. I will never go near my belly ever again.
No, I have them just all on this arm.
And you have like really nice tattoos. I've seen some of them.
I literally just got
Instagram.
2 new ones yesterday. I got this one.
Nice.
It's a brain with an eye in it, and then I got my dog's underbite.
Wait, you got a
That's
tattoo
dope.
just for being on this show?
Of
you
course,
you got a brain? That's awesome.
That's dope.
of course, you guys, you guessed it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I got it from a guy named Jeff Zalzak. Pretty
Nice.
dope. Yeah.
it is.
And your dog's underbite. So how did you go about getting that? Like the impressions for it?
So luckily I take a lot of photos. So it's really, I don't know, it's hard. I have a lot of photos. She's right here of my dog's underbite. It's pretty noticeable. It's not really like she hides it. But I've snapped so many pictures of it, and I was just like, these teeth make me so happy. And it was one of the first things that I heard about her. Then it was kind of like, she's really sweet. She has an underbite, like kind of like nobody else in her little pack, her little litter had an underbite. She's a rescue. So I was like, okay, she's the last one left because that's why I want her. I want her because she was left for me. Like nobody else wanted this little thing. And she's beautiful. She's so cute. But yeah, I don't know. I just have 100 pictures of her face because I'm obsessed with her and I'm an idiot. I don't know. So it was pretty easy.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
I
neat
just-
idea overall.
Yeah. I've been
Thank
watching
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
Ink Masters, so I was like, she brought her dog with her, and the dog sits really still, and the guy was like tattooing the underbite while you were sitting there, and the dog's just chilling.
I'm putting Ellie on blast right now, but like it was literally from this photo. That's not what she looks like normally. This was kind of her in action, but
A full underbite right there.
yeah, my girl, she's so cool.
Oh,
Aw.
She's good. She's just hanging. But yeah, so I don't know. I've been going through some stuff lately, so it's just a little reminder to like smile, It's just smile, keep the energy up. I feel like you smile, even
Just
like
smile and wave, boys.
smile and wave, yeah, smile and just kind of like push yourself through it. So it's just,
Yeah.
and an ode to her because she's really important to me. I love her. So
I mean, it's a good message to have if you're ever feeling down. You can look at it and you're like, "Hey, that's my dog's underbite."
that's really what it is. It really is because I have kind of timestamps, on my tattoos and things, but I never, other than the one that's kind of dedicated to my family, like I think it's all very light. Like I'm not like, these were not really like huge. Like I was waiting to get these for years. It was kind of just like spur of the moment. But the few things that I do have that kind of hold like a light meaning, none of them are necessarily like positive. They're all kind of, other than the family, they're all kind of like remember not to do this again. Or, hey, this is in memoriam of your very cynical grandmother who was very smart, but also insane. But like, this is where you come from. That's the matriarch. Like, they're just kind of not super like, oh, this is a positive message. So I wanted something that was undoubtedly positive.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I've gotten a majority of tattoos for stupid reasons at this point. Many games. My two favorite alcoholics, Rick Sanchez and Bender, kind of mashed into one with a little Columbus.
I love Bender.
Columbus on top. And let's see, a death and my grandma. She's still alive, thankfully. But
Okay.
yeah. So like, nothing crazy.
So since we're on the weird topic of these tattoos, I'm sure you've had other interviews and whatnot. Have you had anything stand out for like the weirdest or funniest question anybody's ever asked you during an interview? Besides the tattoo of Rick Sanchez and Bender.
Oh, that's delightful, please. I'm trying to think. I feel like yes, but it's not coming to mind because like I usually just like black out if somebody asks me something weird, but I'm just trying to think.
You just black out? Like you just like
the
question was too weird.
No, like I'm still physically present, but mentally it's just like I drive off a cliff. I don't know. I'm trying to think something weird or
See, this was too weird of a question. She mentally drove off a
this is
cliff.
it.
She
I
can't
think
bring
this
it
is
in.
it.
She blacked out. We lost her.
Yeah, I'm done. No, I don't really know. Nothing that's been like too weird, but I mean, no. Yeah, no, I've gotten pretty lucky. People have been pretty like nice to me, which has been cool. Nothing.
All right, Josh,
I'm
bust
gonna
out the
remember
weird
it
question.
later. Yeah, so go ahead. Give me.
All right, perfect. So no, we really didn't have any.
No.
I'll have to think about that though.
Here we go. I'll make it happen right now. Would you like
Okay.
to see my pet shark?
You have a pet shark? Isn't it real?
Oh my dude, I forgot about that.
It's not alive, right?
No, he's certainly like not living much of any kind of life in this jar.
Well, aren't pets supposed to be alive?
His name is Shark.
Well, anything goes today. Okay. Let's see.
Anything goes. His name's Shark. He didn't even come up with it. Like you didn't even put a Y at the end.
Sharky.
Shark. Like as if we didn't know. That's really. What is it called? There's a name for that. What it is?
For what? For
Like how it's preserved.
Preserving?
Oh, I know it's preserved in formaldehyde. Oh.
Isn't it called something?
Yeah, well, because
the place I got tattooed once.
Dermatology or something? Taxidermy. That's
Is
it.
taxidermy when it's in water?
Yeah, it was like, is it the same?
Oh, I don't know.
Did they pull the shark out of water, stuff it, and then put it back in the water?
Ooh.
I really don't know. I just know that there was a girl. Again, I think I blacked out when she said it because it freaked me out. I was getting tattooed at a place and there was a girl behind a counter that was also selling or professionally like preserving animals and carcasses or what. I don't know. I don't mean to disrespect it. I just have no idea, but
I think it's just a taxidermist.
I don't know. It just brings back that smell of the smell when you like dissect a frog or a crawfish. I dissected a crawfish in like 7th grade.
Yeah, we did a shark in high school and it was nasty.
Really?
Upsetting.
Yeah, your guys' schools was cool. We never got to dissect anything.
Hey, you got to write Edgar Allan Poe stuff in Detention.
Actually, you know what we got to dissect?
They missed it.
What did you get to dissect?
They gave us basically owl shit like balls, and we had to get a ball of owl shit, dissect it and find what bones were in there to find out what they ate.
Something like that too. I had to dissect a turd. I was like, "You're a turd."
I don't think I'm jealous that I didn't get to dissect a turd. I'm like, I'm over here like Josh's teachers did not trust him, clearly.
No.
Like everybody else is over there dissecting worms, a shark, a pig brain, and he's like, "Oh, Josh, here's an owl turd for you."
It is what it is, and I accept it. I learned that nothing really.
What did you learn about that owl turd? Was it like a center? What was it? Just more poo?
I found that the teachers could get paid to sit here and watch me sift through shit. That's all I learned.
Who ever felt like anyway.
Yeah.
That's when I was thrown into the real world that day.
Yeah.
It got real. Literally.
That shit got real.
Oh, man.
Nice.
So April, is there if you had any one message for your fans or any up and coming musicians who just don't know how to try as hard as you, what kind of advice would you give them? Your eyes lit up like, wait, don't say that.
I'm always in this constant battle of I feel like I am never doing enough, which I feel like this is actually going to come, a good message will come from this. You are likely doing what needs to get done if you feel burnt out. I'm trying to tell myself this often, but it's important to stay healthy in the process. It's important to stay balanced. I know like all the rock stars like do drugs and drink and like go wild and look reckless, which might work for some people, but you have a better chance of staying alive during the process if you kind of, stay healthy, get real about your body, and you only have one, so you really have to take care of it. And you also have to take care of your mind, and your perspective is probably stronger than you think. Your attitude, if you really can visualize and dream about what it is that you want and where you see yourself, and you think about it every day and you do one thing every day to get you closer, you'll likely get there. So like you just need to, take the bull by the horns and harness your personal power and just go for it. But, be real, gotta be healthy. Eat a vegetable once in a while. This is not a beer.
I was like, she says all that and then starts.
Cheers.
It's like, damn.
No, it's white girl beer. Here it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've drinking more water in this interview than I probably have in like a week. Yeah, so it's totally fine.
Gotta get your 64 ounces in, man. That's important. I'm telling you, brain elasticity.
That's what this.
Brain elasticity? I don't want it to stretch.
No, you got to flex it.
Yeah. You're like,
I won't be annoying about it. I have to keep my health in check, or I go down.
No, it's super important. I can only give mindless medical advice, something that no one should ever take, and just.
But also, different stuff works for different people. Like there's some people that, like I really can't drink anything with sugar in it for some reason. It just really ruins my day. Some people need that kind of sugar. I don't know. I have to just eat fruit. That's where I get my sugar. Woo!
There you go.
You want some more strawberries?
Literally, like I'm gonna go fiend on some strawberries after this. Like a little 20.
There you go.
Yeah, but different stuff works for different people. But yeah.
Well, I very much look forward to your success, your future success, because you clearly have worked hard. You clearly have got the talent for it. Your voice is ridiculously good. Yeah. Your vocal range is phenomenal. So, I mean, anybody listening, watching, check her out. All her links are going to be down below as always.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's only a matter of time before we hear a song of yours on the radio. Honestly, that's what I feel. So.
Yeah, I'm quite frankly, I hopefully you can get rid of that one chick, that Taylor Swift. She sucks.
God.
Poor Taylor.
You could beat her so easily.
Stop hating on T Swizzle.
Poor Taylor. Poor Taylor.
No, I'm just throwing shade. Sorry.
Throwing shade's fun. We can all win though. Mostly, that's another good piece of advice. I only recently realized there's many musicians and they all have similar fans, so it's like Everybody can win and it will be okay. Like,
This is true. And I will take that advice because it makes me feel better that one day we will be just as good as like Joe Rogan or if not better or something.
you gotta it's consistency. Just keep really doing your thing. I believe in you guys. This has been one of my favorite interviews I've done in a while, so I appreciate
thanks.
Yeah, no, really, it's been.
Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Act cool. Yeah, no, cool. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, everybody says that. No, but it's been cool, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for that. And we again look forward to your success and excited to definitely see the Rip My Pants cover
Yeah,
song.
I was about to say I can't wait to start working on this SpongeBob rock ballad opera
Yeah,
on Broadway.
man.
It's
Okay.
gonna make it
If you
big.
need any reverb, let us know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know where to get that before, so thank you.
We'll be your reverb. Have you heard our intro?
Oh, it's
Purely
pretty good.
us.
Yeah,
Purely.
very good.
She's like, oh yeah, that is you guys. Ooh.
I didn't hear it, but I'm gonna go listen and I will critique the reverb as needed. I'll hear it.
Perfect.
How it goes.
We'll be waiting for the email.
Well, as always, folks, that's our guest. And stay mindless.
Stay mindless, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Mindless Morning Show. We appreciate you picking us out of the many great podcasts out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to get notified whenever we release a new episode or bonus content. Now go enjoy the rest of your mindless day.